Joseph Vollmer here, and right here behind me is my 2016 Ram 1500. We're going to be doing a review of it tonight. Before we get into the review, do me a favor, reach down there and hit the subscribe button. If you've already hit the subscribe button, do me a favor and hit the notification bell that's on the other side. Now, if you've already done those, don't forget to like this video when we get done. I got it in here in the shop tonight. I got the hood open because I'm changing the oil. This is the 9th oil change on this truck. It now has 35,000 miles. That's why we're going to give you the review. I've had it for 2 years. Well, it'll be 2 years. I will have had it for 2 years and 10 more days. Now, specifications on this truck. It is a 2016 Ram 1500 four-wheel drive. It has the 5.7 Hemi. It has the 8-speed ZF transmission. 20-inch wheels. They are the chrome-clad wheels, I guess you could say. They're not actually chrome wheels, or they're aluminum wheels, and then they have a chrome fascia cover that is glued on to the wheel. Not a big deal. They look good. It has factory running boards that were put on by the dealer I purchased it from, as well as the factory Ram mud guards that were put on by the dealer I purchased it from. It is a Tradesman Express package truck. It has the towing package on it, which means it has 392 axle gears instead of the 321s that this truck would be optioned with without the towing package. 321 was the standard factory gear for most of these trucks. Do I regret having the 392 gears? Yes and no. No, because the acceleration of this truck is absolutely wonderful. Towing a trailer, I have towed a little over 8,000 pounds with this truck, maybe a little bit more than that, but I know a little over 8 for sure. This truck handles it great, takeoff, pickup, driving down the highway. So, you know, do I regret having them in that respect? Absolutely not. Fuel mileage? Yeah, I could probably do a little bit better on fuel mileage, and that the 392 gears do have a little bit to do with that. Longest trip I've gone with it and best fuel mileage I've gotten on a single tank would be on that trip. We went from my home, which is just south of St. Louis, Missouri, about an hour south of St. Louis. We went all the way out to Marshall, Missouri. Now, that's about a 3.5-hour drive. I think it's about 3.5, 4 hours from my house one way out there. Got 18.7 miles to the gallon on the way out. On the way back in this same tank, that average drop, and I did have about a half an hour sitting in rush hour traffic during the drive out. On the drive back, I was driving dead into a very strong headwind, and my average for that tank dropped to 17.9, I believe it was. I cannot complain about that for a half-ton crew cab four-wheel drive pickup truck. Now, I bought this truck with a V8 in it because I wanted the extra towing capacity. Yes, I could have gone with a Ford, bought an EcoBoost, and it's rated to tow the same, but I feel like I'm going to be working that poor little turbocharger 3 times as hard as I'm going to work this V8 to tow an 8,000-pound load. So, we'll go with the V8. As far as towing ability, this Ram is great. When I'm towing a trailer, I can tow. My Bobcat weighs about 6,000 pounds. The deck on my trailer is a 7-foot wide deck. It is 18 feet long, and it is steel diamond plate. The trailer weighs 2,300 pounds. So you figure Bobcat and trailer, you're about 8,300 pounds. 8,300 pounds behind this truck, I can still average about 12.5 to 13.5 miles a gallon, depending on how aggressively I'm driving and if where I'm going is hilly or not. I can't complain. You're not going to do any better than that. And that's towing 8,300 pounds. And towing it down the highway at 70 miles an hour, yes, you know it's back there. There's a load. But this truck doesn't have any problem handling it. Anybody that has 8,000 pounds behind their truck and goes, oh, you can't even feel it back there, they're full of it. I don't care. I can put it behind my Cummins 5-speed truck. I can put it behind my Power Stroke. You're going to know that you have 8,500 pounds behind your truck. It may handle it wonderfully, but you're going to know it's back there. So, like I said, I know it's back there, but it pulls it great. Aside from that, electronic trailer brake controller. This does have it. It came with part of the towing package. It was built in. Love it. Best brake controller I have ever owned. I have had Takosha Voyagers. I have a Takosha Prodigy in my Cummins. I've had a couple other brands I've used here and there. This brake controller, bar none, is better than any of them. It is built into the truck. It runs off the truck's computer system. When you start hitting the brakes, it is applying the trailer brakes. And if you have the gain set correctly for your trailer and your load, and you have good brakes on your trailer, you can stop this truck with a loaded trailer behind it faster than you can stop this truck with no trailer behind it. I've never had to have the gain set up all the way on this truck. Generally, 8,300 pounds, I run the gain about 6.5, maybe 7, and I have no trouble stopping this truck. I mean, it'll almost put you through the windshield when you hit the brakes. As far as the brakes themselves, tow haul mode. The tow haul mode on this truck, I wish I could leave the tow haul mode on all the time when I have a trailer behind it, but if I shut the ignition off, turn it back on, it automatically defaults to off. I wish when it was turned on, the computer would remember that and automatically default it back to on when you started the truck, or you have to turn it off when you no longer have a trailer. Or this truck does know when a trailer with brakes is connected. It sees that in the computer system, it'll tell you on the dash. When it senses the trailer brakes, turn tow haul mode on automatically. Look, Ram, that'd be a great idea. You ought to take me up on it. Otherwise, guys, drivetrain wise, powertrain wise, love the truck. It's great. This is going to be take 2. Hey YouTube, Joseph Vollmer here. Thank you for watching. This evening we're going to be doing a review of my 2016 Ram that is sitting behind me here on the lift. Nothing wrong with it. Whoa, stop right there. Nothing wrong with it. I just have it up here on the lift because I am doing its 9th oil change. So it now has, I believe it's the 9th oil change. Now has 35,000 miles on it. And I have owned it for 10 days shy of 2 years. So, while you're here, while you're watching, do me a favor real quick, click that subscribe button that's right down there in the bottom of the screen. If you've already clicked that, make sure you've hit that notification bell, that way you get notifications of all my new videos when I post them. Now, this truck has 5.7 Hemi, 8-speed automatic. It is the ZF 8-speed automatic, 4-wheel drive, and it is a Tradesman Express package. So this is not an up-option truck. It's not a big horn. It doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles. Pardon me while I'm talking to you. I'm going to try and finish up this oil change. Now, have I had any issues with the truck? Yes, but they're only minor. The only issues I have had with this truck, I've had to have it back to the dealer. I think I've had the front driver and front passenger window clips replaced on this truck twice now. Now this is a full crew cab with a 5'8" bed. I have not had any issues with the rear windows. The rear windows on this truck don't get used a whole lot. Now the reason I've had to have the window clips replaced is because they're a plastic clip, and the window slides down into the clip. Imagine this is the clip. The window slides down into the clip. There's a hole in the bottom of the glass, and there's a plastic piece that goes through the glass to actually hold it in place. Now it's just literally a clip, so if you get a little bit of frost up in your window track and the window gets frozen in, as soon as you go to lower that window, it tends to pull the clip out. Sometimes it doesn't. It's done it to me several times, and from talking to some techs at my local Chrysler dealer, this is a fairly common problem with these generation of trucks. The window clips are actually on back order. I've got 4 ordered now for my front 2 windows. Not a big deal. Other than that, I've had no warranty work done on this truck. I've had a couple recalls that needed to be taken care of. I don't believe it was an airbag recall on this truck. Other than that, I haven't had any issues with this truck. We're going to see some of the interior amenities here in just a second, guys. So hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, we are inside the truck, and I've got my little headlamp on. That's part of your glare. Hopefully the audio is coming through okay, because I had to switch cameras to my action camera for the wider angle because there's not a lot of room in here to film. Now,
Over on this side, right next to the driver door, these are the driver door switches. Alright, you've got your power mirror switch. You know, so your left, your right, and where you want it to go. You've got your headlight switch, cargo light switch, your dimmer to control how bright or dim. Oh, it's not showing up real well in here for some reason. I don't know what the deal is. Normally that works really well. Maybe it's just because the truck... Oh, there we go. I'll turn the headlights on because the truck isn't running. We're inside. The headlights actually aren't on. So you can see the dimmer. I mean, you can get it really dim, brighten it up quite a bit, and then turn the dome light on. It does have an auto function on the switch. This truck is also set up where anytime you turn the windshield wipers on, it automatically kicks the headlights on. So when you turn the headlights on, it shows my headlights are on, it shows my fog lights are on. Turn the fog lights off, you just push it, fog lights go off, push your headlight switch again, they come back on. Now, gauges. Okay, that's my trip B. I just reset that a minute ago. I'm going to reset it again because we'll do that later. It doesn't matter. Trip B, Trip A, fuel economy info. Now this is for this tank. I reset this every tank. So you can see I have 3/4 of a tank at my current 15.7 miles to the gallon. I will be able to go another 264 miles on this tank, and that is actually fairly accurate, and it will readjust based on your driving style and your fuel economy. If your fuel economy improves from that 15.7, your range will also increase. Now, if I back out of that, vehicle information. Oil life, I just reset that. Like you saw, if you haven't seen my earlier video, I'll put a card up in the top. Do not trust that oil life meter. I just reset it. It was at 14%. Last time it was reset was beginning of July when the dealer changed the oil and they reset it. This is its second oil change since then. Now part of that was because I'd ride my motorcycle a lot, so between July and October I only put 1,000 miles on this truck. Oil pressure. It'll give you the actual pressure. Truck isn't running right now, so you can't see it. Oil temp. It'll give you engine oil temperature, trans temperature, tire pressures. And those tire pressures are actually really accurate. We have a good digital snap-on gauge. I set it with the gauge, and that one is reading 37. I don't know what its deal is right now, but it'll update as soon as the truck starts rolling. Idle and drive time, and you can see my odometer, 35,037 and a half miles. It says I have 96 hours idle time. That is actually a little bit off for this truck because I don't let this truck idle that much. 770 hours of drive time. You know what? I'm not real sure about that, but we'll go with it. And then you can get a gauge summary with your coolant, your trans temp, your oil temp, and your oil pressure. And then, of course, battery voltage is there. And we're back to the oil life. So if I back out of that one, now I can switch this center screen. Let's see, vehicle info, speedometer. I can put it so that the speedometer, and then I can also switch it to kilometers an hour. Not that I need that, but it is kind of fun to fuck with the kids. You set it on kilometers an hour, and man, you're doing 70, and they think you're doing over 100, and they're like, "Oh my God, Dad, you got to slow down." You know, have a little fun with them because they can see that from the back seat. Trust me. So we're going to set that back to miles an hour. Let me back out of that. Speedometer. There you go. It'll actually show you the time. I have it set for 24-hour clock. I can turn the menu off if I want. Screen setup. I can change the info line to show the time or the audio, what radio station or whatever I'm listening to. I'm going to leave it alone. I like it the way it is. The odometer. Let's see, we can swap that to a decimal or no decimal. No biggie. Messages, I don't have any, so it won't even let you go into that menu. Trailer tow. Trailer brake. See, it knows when it's connected. It says no trailer connected. My gain is set at 4.0. For my big trailer, that is where I leave the gain when it is empty. 2,300 pounds, 4.0 on the gain. Works great. And then to change the gain, right down here on my brake controller, I have plus and minus buttons, and I also have a manual. You slide that over to manually operate. Now I can slide it over now, it's not going to change anything. I can, however, still change the gain, but I'm going to leave that alone. We'll back out of that menu, and distance towing a trailer. It will show you how far you have towed a trailer. gain, and distance. Okay, so if you were towing a trailer for work, you can actually, it'll show you how far you have towed a trailer with this truck. Now, then we're back to trip B and trip A. Trip A I reset with every tank of gas. Don't have to, I just do it that way. I know how many miles I have on the tank. So, that is your dash gauges. And then of course you have coolant temp, you have your RPM gauge, you have your gear selection gauges, and to up and down shift on this truck, you have gear selection buttons right here. These are all your cruise control buttons: on, off, set, reset, cancel, and then to speed up or slow down once it's set, you can use a plus or minus. Over here, that scrolls through the menu. This uses a voice recorder and the phone functions, which I don't use much in this truck. I have an iPhone, so I just tell Siri what to do, and Siri does it. Over here, this is your dial shifter. The 8-speed transmissions, whether they are ZF or Chrysler, have this dial shifter. It takes a little getting used to, but it's not bad. Then your four-wheel drive selection is all down here. You have neutral, for high or four-wheel drive lock, and for low. It's in two-wheel drive now. You have a power point here. You've got a drawer in the dash here. You have a USB plug on this side. A little cubby hole here. These are all your ACs. Your hazard lights are on this truck are right here. Traction control and tow haul. Now, traction control on this truck, the way it is set up, if you start spinning the tires, it cuts back the throttle input. Radio buttons. Now, I've got the radio turned down. It's muted. You can see, whoop, it sounds pretty good, but I can't leave it on or YouTube will get mad at me for copyright infringement. I do have, there's Bluetooth, time, station. I can scroll up and down. These are all my different buttons. Hit the more button. I can get my outside temp here. I can get my clock. Let's see. I can push that button, get the compass, get into settings, change the voice, safety, assistant. I mean, I can go through all this. I can actually pull different trailer brake settings up in here. Whoop, come back. I haven't messed with a lot of this stuff. I did have Cirrus on this when I got the truck, but I just use Pandora on my phone. I'm not going to pay for that much stuff. System information. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in here. So, I haven't messed with a lot of that, though. And we're going to go back to my media setting. So, screen off. Boom, you can turn that off. Then you can touch.
I will say this, in 13 years...
Whoop. Okay, don't know where that came from. Touch any button, screen comes back on. So, back button, tune, you know, there's all kinds of different stuff you can do with this. So guys, that is the main controls. As you can see, this is a Tradesman Express truck, so I don't have the overhead controls. I do have the two lights, you know. But that is the interior of this truck. So, or at least the main interior features.
Thank you for sticking with me. That has been a kind of a long-winded review of my 2016 Ram 1500. I was trying to cover all the bases for you guys. If you have any questions about this truck or any of the other features that may be on here that maybe I missed, feel free to drop me a question in the comment section. And please rate this video. I really do like this truck. This thing does wonderful. I love it. And check my oil now that I changed it. I want to make sure it's full. It looks like we're just a fuzz above full. Perfect. So guys, that's what I think. Honestly, if you're on the fence about buying one of these trucks, you know what? I don't think you can go wrong with the Ram. I had the dealer throw in, came with a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty. When I bought it, I had the dealer throw in a 5-year, 100,000 mile bumper-to-bumper warranty on this truck. And that is good at any Chrysler dealer, FCA Chrysler USA dealer nationwide. So if I'm ever on a trip and I have a problem, I can take it to a dealer, they'll fix it. And You know, I can't complain. It also includes roadside assistance, other stuff like that. I haven't needed to use it, but it's there if I do. So, like I said, love the truck. Would buy another one in a heartbeat if anything happened to this one. But I'm going to see how many miles I can put on this truck before it finally croaks on me. As a teaser, got a phone call today. If you've been following the saga with the bedliner in this truck, I believe we may have a resolution, and there will be a video on it. One way or another, there will be a resolution video to the bedliner saga here in the near future. So please stay tuned for that, because I know I was a little bit rough on Rhino Linings and Z-Bar to St. Charles in my last video, because I was a little bit aggravated, and I think rightfully so. But from speaking with the guys at Rhino Linings and with the guys up at Z-Bar to St. Charles, I think we're going to get this whole situation rectified and squared away. Please stay tuned for that. Do me a favor, like I said, if you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button, click the notification bell, rate this video, and don't forget, guys, don't be afraid to get out there and get your hands dirty, even if it is working on a nice new truck that's under warranty. You might have a little fun doing it. And believe me, keeping up with general maintenance is not a joke. You do your maintenance, you won't have to come visit me and have me fix it. It'll last a lot longer too. So oil changes are cheap, engines aren't. Keep that in mind. We'll see you on the next one, guys.